Yo, homies, as always, thank you guys for clicking on the video. Hope that you guys are having a dope day. Listen, I just want to let you guys know, once you replace negative thoughts with positive ones, you'll start having more positive results in life. It's kind of like when you buy a car. Like if you buy a Hyundai, and as soon as you purchase that car, you start seeing that same type of car every single where. It's all a mental thing, you know what I'm saying? So just live your life to the best and have fun. So what we're going to be talking about today is the fact that a huge part of the community feel as if Warframe only caters to the newer players. Like if something is too difficult, they're going to nerf it down to the point to where newer players are able to actually get in and do it. They're going to feel like as if new players should never be locked out of content. And basically what's going on is that when players are coming towards me and saying these things, and then, I'm seeing it with different parts of the community, I kind of get it. I really do, because it's written on the wall. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to attack this topic from two separate sides. And I want you guys to hit me up in the comment section. Let me know how you guys feel. Saying how you feel is not wrong because it's your emotions. Say how you feel. You don't have to be toxic about it. Just say how you feel. Because you guys know me. I love to be in the comment section. I'm going to be jumping from comment to comment like, hey, bro, like, how you doing, fam? Like, okay, we good? All right, so here's what we're going to say. I understand Warframe catering to new players. Whoa, Rio. Hold up now. You got a little too much dip on your chip. I thought you was on my side. Whoa. Hold on. I got you guys. I got to hit it from two different points. Remember, I understand Warframe catering to new players. Bringing newer players into your game is very important for the longevity to actually go forward. It's actually great to bring in new players because you feel like it's bringing fresh life to your game. Those players are going to tell other players about it and come in, and those newer players are going to be the one to actually spend money and give your game even more profit because they're new. They're going to see new things. They're going to be excited. They're going to be like, ooh, shiny, I want to purchase. Give me. Mom, credit card. Thank you. Okay? Those things are there, and I understand that, right? That's the Rio who understands, right? Now, this is the other side. I've never seen a game cater so strongly to newer players to the point to where when they create end-game content for the people who's been in the game for a long time, who's asking for that content that's missing, that they then nerf down the end-game content to make it to where the newer players don't feel left out. Now, if I'm looking at it from an in-game point of view and just the side of somebody that understands the longevity of a video game, what then needs to happen is the fact that you shouldn't tone something down so newer players can get there. And I even have new players come to me all the time that say things feel too easy. And if newer players are saying it, then you know something's kind of wrong. So what you really should do is that you should have separation. A lot of people don't understand what separation means. Like the separation between content, the separation between skills and growth and your progress in the game. That's something that's in every single video game, and it's never a bad thing. It is a great thing because that separation tells you where you have came from. That separation tells you like how much I've grown in this game as a player. And what Warframe doesn't show you is that progression and that separation between when you were really a noob to when you're a casual to when you're just like a super tryhard. That separation isn't there because Warframe wants everybody to not feel like they're better than anybody. And a lot of people are like, I don't like people to feel like they're better than me. It's not that they feel like they're better than you. It's actually because they took time in the game to progressively get better. You should not feel threatened that somebody took the time to actually get better in the game. If you love the video game as much as you do, you're going to play it and get better at the game. But the thing is in Warframe that isn't there. So what I want to point out is the point to where they drop arbitrations, aka elite alerts, and nerf down the difficulty, which is a reason to why you guys don't see me playing it. Now, doing 30 to 45 minutes, actually it's 45 minutes on mod, is basically the same as 2 hours of arbitrations, which is completely ridiculante, that's Spanish for ridiculous, because they wanted the newer players to be able to get into it. Now, as a newer player, if I go to a brand new video game, I don't feel like this game should cater to vets. I don't feel like the game should cater to newer players. I feel like the game should cater to everybody as a whole, so everyone has something to do, right? So what's going on is they nerfed down the difficulty of the level. So now you see people doing 2 hours arbitration. They love it because it's all scaled down. The scaling is not there. It's completely one of the smallest scaling I've seen. The enemies do not do the same damage as enemies that are on Sedna or Mott. So it's a little bit crazy. They nerfed the enemy's damage and they nerfed the enemy's scaling just so players can get in to see higher level enemies, but it's not higher level enemies. It's basically a Houdini trick. That's basically what it is. It's basically like hocus pocus, endgame I don't notice. You know what I'm saying? Like, can I use that spell somewhere, please? Now, I understand earlier I said newer players are needed to actually keep the longevity of your game going. But at the same time, the people who's put in consistent hours on your game, those people also need to feel like they have something to do as well. You want to keep everybody in your game so that you can keep a strong base of a consistent amount of players. And I definitely get it. Now that's the Rio, the understanding. In-game player. Not endgame, but in-game player. Now what I want to ask is, do you guys feel like new players should have such a strong say-so in the game that they can ask for things to be nerfed and it's nerfed right away upon release? Because they aren't supposed to have weapons yet to handle tougher threats. That's the whole point of being a new player. Now, new players, like I say, it's not your fault. You're coming into something that has nothing to do with you. You're probably looking around like, what did I do? I just got here yesterday. You know, you just walked into something that has nothing to do with you, but it's the fact that you're new. Listen, it's basically us that's trying to find our footing in the game, okay? Now, this is Rio. I just want to say I love you guys, new players, okay? Live your lives, right? Now, here's the thing. I get it, especially with something like arbitrations and nerfing it down with the damage and nerfing it down with the scaling just so you can bring in all your players. It's kind of like the way how Warframe does things. It's a very nursery type thing, right? It's all smoke and mirrors. It's not true endgame there because once you get to arbitrations, if you've played higher level content, you go there. The only smoke and mirrors part that you see, it's very tricky. It says you have one life. So players start thinking, oh my God, I have one life. It's tougher than it really is. It's really not because they nerf down the damage and nerf down the scaling. So if you know what you're doing and you don't have a weapon to kill you, you're going to be fine completely. Okay. Now, what I want to tell you guys is this right here. Warframe kind of treat the game as like a nursery. Kind of like, I'm going to drop you guys off at a daycare. I don't want anybody to feel left out. Hey, you got a piece of candy, you get a piece of candy, you get a piece of candy. It kind of baby you as such. Nothing wrong with that. But being babied for too long kind of then gets to be a problem because remember, people grow up. Okay? People grow up that, you know, you get to the same point to where like, as in like a teenager, when you become a teenager, you don't want to be walking around with a bib and your mom walking by you, hey baby, clean up that little spot on your face. Mom, stop touching me. Stop touching me. You embarrassing me. Stop embarrassing me, Mom. Dang. I'm practically 14 and a half. You know how those kids always want to add the half to it? I'm just saying. But babying gets to a point to where it can become bad for you. And you want to have your players go out there and do things on their own. And that's how I like to look at things. You got to really understand the concept from where it's coming from. Now, a lot of video games, people like to say, Warframe's different from a lot of different games. I love how they're just so inclined and in touch with the community. I feel their spirits. Okay, bro, first off, calm down. Calm down. You're thinking too deep into this whole thing. You're too deep. Okay? What I want to let you guys know is other video games, what makes these games have their longevities, what makes these games have their survivabilities, is because it caters to every type of players. New players are going to have their content that they have to play through and go through. Then they're going to get into the part to where they're a little bit stronger. They're no longer considered to be new players, okay? Then you're gonna get to the expert levels. That's how other games work. And the gear shows that to you. The weapons shows that to you. Warframe doesn't show that to you. Now, it's all fun. It's all here. It's all great. But what happens is that with the consistent babying and putting on a bib and holding your pacifier, having your pacifier when you're crying, that's what they try to do. Oh, I want endgame. Hold your pacifier. Stop crying. Okay? Now, what happens is that the babying for too long tends to turn people away to where they don't know what their purpose is for being in the game. So a lot of people end up just, your time starts getting diminished for how long you're on. You don't know what your purpose for being on. So you log in, get off. You check out the new update. It's cool. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. But at the same time, once you finish all the little quests and everything in there, what do you have to do? You see what I'm saying? You have nothing to do to really feel self-worth from a lot of different players. And if you don't know what self-worth means from a lot of players in video games, those are the people that's looking for ways to test themselves. I'm hoping it's the spiders. I'm hoping it's the spiders, guys. If it's the spiders, it's gonna be litty. All right. Now, as always, I want to hear where you guys are coming from. You guys know I'm always sparking the conversation. I'm always out here being good guy Rio, right? Or am I not a good guy? I don't know. Whatever. I troll too much sometimes. But look, I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Please give the video a thumbs up if you guys like it. Spark the conversation. Let me hear where you guys are coming from. And I'm going to catch you guys later on the next Warframe video. Hey, Rio, you got your pacifier? Hey, man, don't talk to me like that. I don't need no goddamn pacifier. Rio, you're just not the same without a snicker. You act like a kid. You going to change your life around? Huh? Hey, bro, listen. First and foremost, I'm good. I don't need you to come at me like that. I'm all right. I'm not crying. I'm not missing out on content, okay? You're a problem. It's not me. It's not. Come on, Rio. It's okay.